Brennan, you want to say one more before we get the conference? Sorry, hold on the clock. Just one thing. Well, two things I've got to mention. Firstly, Kelly, Paddy Travers, Whoopi, who was the other one? Swanee, thanks guys for getting up to play today. It means the world to me. Probably all shouldn't have played, but you're willing to quit by this time, so thanks boys. And one last thing I want to do is pass my jumper number on to someone. This guy's had a breakout this year. He works his butt off. He's Perth through and through. He cares about the club. He organises functions and everything. And Tim Noakes, I'll be honest, mate, if you want to win the jumper. The season of highs and lows, as we've all said, we won't labour that point, and nobody's worked harder than Glen Bewick, I know, and to finish up what happened today was possibly not what we all wanted, but that's footy, and we've been there, as Ronnie said, and you've had your highs and lows, and we've all had those in life and in football, but here's a bloke that's had his highs and lows, and tell us all about it to finish the season off today. Glen Bewick.
Thanks, Robert. I think it's a great crowd, and thank you for everyone for coming back tonight. Look, it's obviously personal, though it's pretty shattering to see how the year's obviously unfolded. And, we can look at excuses and reasons, but none of that counts for anything at the moment. We've finished last, we've won a wooden spoon, and it's not something that sits certainly nicely with me as coach of the football club, and obviously I accept full responsibility for that, and that just goes with the gig. And I guess though that the Bronte's words are very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? A bloody right, for want of some better words. And this football club has got a long way to go from my perspective for us to get back and be a professional competitive power in the competition. And if we're prepared to accept mediocrity, we'll finish bottom three for the next few years. And we need to set our sights very high. And the playing group, as much as me, as I said, it's coach of the football club, the buck stops with me, and I accept that responsibility for finishing last. But the playing group certainly need to look in the mirror and have a good hard look at themselves. And today's performance was typical, unfortunately, of how our season's probably gone. When we've been under the pump and we've not expected to win, we've put in some very credible performances given that we've had some players out and injuries, and as I said, they're all excuses, but they don't count for jack shit in the end. Today, when we had to play for a great deal, we had some, obviously some retirees happening. We had much to play for. We wanted to play for our members, supporters. We wanted to play for each other. We wanted to play for Paul Litherland. We wanted to play for many people today. We wanted to play for Ray Garrett. We wanted to play for Mick Fuller. And to put in the performance that we put in today has shattered me. And I'm just probably the most disappointed that I've been in 2 years of coaching the football club to see what was dished up today. And that'll sit with me, and it should sit with the playing group to drive us on to much better circumstances next year. And look, futures are undecided at the moment, and I'm certainly obviously very keen to keep continuing coaching this football club because there's a lot of good young players coming through this club, and the future is bright. And there's a great lot of young kids that are playing in the Colt side today that I guess will step straight into league football next year. You know, probably one of the best group of young tools that I've seen coming through the football club for a long time. There's obviously a lot of kids that potentially can be drafted. We hope that they do, but in saying that, there's a number of good young kids coming through the Colt system that will have a long career at this football club. And with a bit of luck, they can emulate the careers of a Tim Lister or emulate the careers of a Dean Brennan, who, on a personal note, thank you to Dean and your families for being here as well. Thanks, Brennan, for your efforts to funnel them as well. It's certainly, you can look back on your careers that you've given everything that you've given, and you can sit back when you're old and done and dusted and reflect on your time and know that you've given everything, so you can be proud of yourself. So well done, fun and Dean, for that. As I said, as a football club, you know, when you go through adversity, where this time last year we were standing here all chuffed with ourselves because we made our way back into the finals and we had a good year and we're out of the finals for a few years and we got back into play finals football all chuffed with ourselves. Well, now we're experiencing what it's like to actually finish last. And unfortunately, reflecting back in hindsight, I think over the years the group and maybe obviously myself, that we thought things would just happen again. That would just roll up and would just continue to be competitive power. We'd play finals football again and everything would fall into place with East Perth back. Well, I think the message is loud and clear to the playing group. If you don't work hard, if you don't commit, if you're not serious about your football, if you don't embrace the working class philosophies of this football club, if you can't accept criticism, if you can't accept to get better, then the club will stay mediocre. The future of this football club rests with the players. And the players need to actually now really have a good hard look at themselves, as Bronte said. Look in the mirror. Honestly reflect on your season. What do you need to do better to get better? What do you need to do to make our way back to the top of the football club? To the coaching group. What do we need to do better? What do I need to do? That all happens. But the players now have got to really have a look at themselves and say, well, today wasn't acceptable. What do we need to do to get better as a group, as a club, as you as an individual? And pre-season will be certainly strenuous. We're finished last. We can't accept that. We need to be upward and onward. So over the next few weeks we'll certainly be reviewing a lot of things. As I said, as coach of the club, I certainly take full responsibility of what's happened for us this year. It's been a difficult year. As I said, we can give excuses, but at the end of the day, they're just excuses, and the record books well and truly that East Perth won 6 games and we've ended up winning the Wooders. So as I said, it's shattering to think that we had so much to play for today, and we put up a performance like we did today. And that was the most disappointing thing to me to see that.